Shane, great victory today, congratulations. I suppose maybe 3 minutes to go, Oulart start pushing on, first time they got ahead. I suppose maybe go through the last few minutes?
Oh, I don't know, sure, we seemed to be ahead for the whole game and it looked promising, and then typical Oulart champions are hanging in there, and sure, would look 5 minutes to go ahead, and next thing then to go 2 ahead, and next thing we get a man sent off and to go 3 ahead. So, but I just remember actually Pádraig Cuever had come on and he got one chance in fairness to him and it went over the bar, and I said, yeah, we might have an outside chance here now getting a goal, and then we got a 21-yard free, and I went in to ask to see what time was left, but we couldn't seem to get the answer for that, and that didn't happen. But we got one more chance, and when there's 2 points, you know yourself, it's a dodgy lead and whatever. I don't know what way it went in. McDowell has taken the praise for it, but it just went to the back of the net, and that was it. Sure, look, it was a fabulous way to win it.
Absolutely, and I suppose, and Oulart didn't get a chance to level it up after, but when you went in to ask the referee, would you have stuck it over the bar maybe if there had been a minute or 2 in it, do you think?
I think I possibly would have, to be honest with you, but I couldn't find out really what time it was. He wouldn't give a definite clear answer. He did say that there was 2 minutes injury time, and that was all. So, but I didn't know still how it's left. It's hard to know. Okay, it's easy one to say now in hindsight, but we might have, because you always think, you know, one other chance, and then you keep coming away. We might even got another chance for another point as it ended up, you know. But we probably might have. Yeah, we might have went for a point.
Yeah, and I suppose you had a good few misses there in the first half. Did you think you'd missed your chance there when Oulart did get on top, or did you think there was something in it for you? Like, I suppose you led the whole way through. You had a good few misses in the first half. Your man got sent off. Did you really think you had a chance to come back at it?
Look, you can tell lies and you can keep going on about it. You probably believe it's gone, but at the same time we spoke all week about fighting right till the end, and we mentioned that loads of times, and then we just kind of focused on saying let's get into half time and let's make sure we're in the game, and then we say in the second half, lads, we just got to keep going till the end in relation to whatever that happens. And in fairness to the players, they constantly do that, but as what you're saying, when you're standing there and you can't go out and do a whole lot about it, you think, yeah, that's probably it now at this stage and whatever, and then when you're saying the man is sent off, really going to need something. But thank God there was someone looking down at us today anyway, and it got us over the line. Yeah,
definitely. You had some fantastic performances around the field. Mick O'Regan centre back, and a few lads really did fight with their hearts.
Well, look, it was they fought together in fairness, and like you know yourself, Kate, you're playing enough games, and if you're not working together and fighting together, it's going to be very easy, and especially teams like Oulart are going to tipple you. So there was times when Oulart were getting on top and our lads just kept constantly working at it, they kept talking to each other, they kept driving on. But we've been missing Michael O'Regan for the last 2 games, and everyone's saying, yeah, we're average and they weren't giving us a chance today, but Michael's a serious hurler, like, so you're filling in, you're probably so-called best hurler centre back, and then you can fill in around him, and he made a massive difference today. But he wasn't his own. Mick Doyle, in fairness, Keith Rosser's a great full back, but Mick was outstanding full forward. And a lot of lads, and Alan Cowma and Jim O'Reilly, a lot of lads just start chipping in then, and when you keep going with the flow of it, then you know it all comes together, and they kept working away at it, you know.
Yeah, definitely. Did it make up for some of the hurt, I suppose, when you played yourself back in '95 and the years there where you were beating yourself in maybe county finals?
Yeah, it does help, absolutely. Today, they're distant memories now, and sure, we never won one, and we were lucky enough at the same time to play in 3, and Oulart beating us in 2 of them. But when you're coming up here today, I suppose the biggest joy in whatever is the way that you won it. So it's just getting the last minute goal, and then obviously you're playing the 5 in a row champions, which are really an outstanding team, and it does absolutely. It adds to it big time, and you know, like, we're working hard, no different than Shells and different clubs at hurling, and we're trying to make that. Cut that gap out, and at the moment that seems to be happening, and that can only be better for Wexford hurling. Like, as I say, there's going to be a new champion this year, whoever that's going to be, and well, hopefully it's going to be us.
Yeah, well, you'd probably be favourites now at this stage. Out of 3 now, I suppose the semi-finals are up for grabs. Do you have a preference on who you'd like to get at this stage?
Well, I haven't thought about it. I wasn't going to move, and if I have, I'm not going to say it to you anyway, or definitely to anybody else. But no, look at the 4 teams. There's nothing in it. Anyone's going to win it, and they're probably Ferns now there at Muir. The Ferns are going to be your favourites. Obviously, being in the final last year and nearly beat Oulart, so Ferns are going to be your favourites at this stage, and they probably are that little bit ahead of the other 3 teams. But that's not to say we're going to fear Ferns either, or Shells are, or Anns are. So it's going to be 2 really good semi-finals, and anybody's going to find it hard to pick them whichever way it's going to be drawn out. But I'm just very glad to be going and playing that in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah, definitely. But I suppose maybe there's 3 teams there that are dual clubs. How do you think? Do you think Ferns have the upper hand then?
I don't know. I'm saying this for a while. I said this for the last 3 or 4 years, beginning to come true a bit. If it's good for Wexford hurling or not, I'm not sure. But I said that I think the dual clubs over the next 10 years are going to dominate. And I think it's a little bit coming true. And there's the Shells and there's the Anns. And the Martins now are your senior football champions, and they're still in hurling, and now you've Glynn. So you've really only, I'm not saying Ferns play a bit of football, but they're mainly hurling as well. I don't know. Some people can say that. I think the biggest problem is if the 3 clubs have to play football next week is getting an injury, where Ferns don't have to play, so you pick up an injury next week. That's the problem. Otherwise, I don't see it a massive disadvantage. I know you would rather hurl solid for the 2 weeks, but look at it. It probably brings it down. You still have a championship match, and lads go and get into it. So you only make it a major disadvantage if you really want to, I suppose. That's all we can look at anyway.
Yeah, but if you're losing, just say you're losing the football next week, does it break your momentum a little bit? Like, and how do you prepare in the week coming up?
Yeah, it's not easy, Kate, but then you're so used to doing it in the last few years, I suppose. You know, you're right, but don't forget, we played football. Our last game this year in the championship before our game today was football, and we went out and bet Oulart today. So there's no reason why we should let a football game go in now and say that we can't beat the team in the semi-final. So that's the way we have to look at it. I do agree, if you lose the football, it's not the way you're going to go out next week. And but isn't it great that to say that if you do get bet, you've still something else to go for? Yeah. You know, and so we've an opportunity, if we do happen not to win next weekend, that we still have a hurling semi-final. So I take that.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks, Shane, and well done again today.
Thanks a million.